The people of old Africa understood a profound and eternal truth about the nature of marriage, a truth that predated all the contemporary self-help literature and psychological studies on relationships by centuries. They recognized that marriage was never intended to be a mere contract, a transactional agreement that could be negotiated, amended, or terminated at the convenience of the parties involved, like a business deal gone sour. Instead, it was a sacred covenant, a holy and unbreakable pact forged in the presence of the divine, imbued with spiritual weight and communal obligation that elevated it far above individual desires or temporary alliances. This covenant perspective shifted everything, emphasizing for men the mantle of responsibility, legacy building, and strong leadership within the family. For women, the honor of partnership, protection, and sharing life's burdens together. And for couples, a focus on the enduring covenant rather than chasing emotional highs or personal happiness alone. In those old African societies, you didn't marry in isolation or secrecy. It was never just a private decision between two individuals slipping away to a courthouse or a quiet ceremony. No, the marriage commitment was a grand, public declaration made openly before God as the ultimate witness, before your extended family, who would support and hold you accountable, before the respected elders whose wisdom and authority span generations, and before the entire village community that now claimed a stake in your union's success. This collective involvement bound everyone together in a powerful network of mutual responsibility, where the joys of the marriage were celebrated communally and the struggles were shouldered collectively, ensuring that no couple faced life's trials alone, but drew strength from the whole tribe. When problems inevitably arose in these marriages, and they always did, just as conflicts, misunderstandings, financial strains, health issues, and external pressures arise in every marriage today, the response was worlds apart from our modern approach. Nobody in the community asked the self-centered question, "Are you still happy?" Or "Is this fulfilling your personal needs?" Or "Do your feelings still align?" Instead, the elders, family, and villagers gathered in support and asked with determination, "What must we fix so this home stands strong?" They viewed marital challenges not as signals to dissolve the bond, but as opportunities for communal repair, intervention, counseling, and restoration, prioritizing the stability of the family unit and the sacred covenant over individual emotional states. This transformative mindset, firmly rooted in collective responsibility, communal support, and the profound sanctity of the marital union, fundamentally changed every aspect of how marriages endured and thrived amid adversity. It created a resilient framework where isolation was impossible and surrender was unthinkable. As the wise words of Scripture affirm in Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12, a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. In old Africa, God served as that vital third strand, intertwining with the husband and wife to form an unbreakable bond, while the family and community provided the reinforcement, weaving layers of accountability, guidance, and practical help that held the marriage steady through every trial, ensuring its longevity generation after generation. In stark contrast, old Africa treated marriage as utterly sacred, the foundational pillar upholding the strength and continuity of the entire society, a non-negotiable institution woven into the cultural and spiritual fabric of life itself. Meanwhile, modern culture, with its emphasis on individualism and personal autonomy, often treats marriage as merely optional, a lifestyle choice you opt into for fun or convenience, and opt out of when it no longer serves your immediate happiness or self-actualization. This split is evident. On one hand, vibrant communal villages alive with shared purpose. On the other, isolated urban lives where couples navigate alone without the protective web of family and faith. This fundamental difference in perspective, sacred covenant versus optional contract, perfectly highlights why marriages in old African societies were so fiercely protected by everyone involved and proved remarkably durable across lifetimes, standing firm against the erosions that plague modern unions. They were built on an unshakable foundation of honor, where vows meant something eternal, responsibility, embraced by men as leaders forging legacies, by women in honored partnership, and by couples united in covenant, and communal investment that made every marriage a shared treasure worth preserving at all costs. At its core, the enduring success of marriage in old Africa wasn't about idolizing romance, butterflies, or perpetual emotional ecstasy that Hollywood sells us. It was about honoring responsibility, the daily grind of fidelity, provision, nurture, and perseverance. Marriage didn't survive because people were perfect saints without flaws or failures. No one is. It survived and even flourished because the divine structure of the covenant carried love through the valleys, when feelings faltered, emotions waned, or romance took a back seat, proving that true commitment outlasts infatuation every time.